Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, the Petite Mom. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we've been in Brazil for some time now, and since we've been in Brazil, we just we're always craving pounded yam, inyo fufulele. So and my I don't really believe in using blender. Like, I don't know the outcome. I've never tried using blender for using blender to make pounded yam, so I don't know how it's going to be. So that's why I've not been able to bring the idea of let me use the blender. I've been seeing people using blender. Okay, let me use it too. No, but fortunately, all glory be to God, my hubby went to work and he just got home and brought a small mortar and pestle. I was like, where did you see this? So he said, like around where he worked, there's a place that there's nothing you like. There's nothing you always look for there that you won't get. So he just brought the mortar and pestle. Though it's a small size, but at least it's able to do what we want, like to pound the yam we want and eat it the way we want. So immediately brought the mortar and pestle. I was like, oh. Then the Nigerian girl in me just swung to action, and I was like, no, you have to eat this pounded yam in a special way. You have to eat it with Egusi soup. So though we have soup at home, but I just decided to make this Egusi for the purpose of eating it with pounded yam. Because I've already prepared. I've made up my mind that no, today I'm eating this pounded yam in a special way, a special manner. So this is me prepping the meat and the fish to use for the Egusi soup. So I've washed my meat. Then I've added my fish. I'll still be grilling this fish, but I love boiling my fish, even if it's just for a little while, for a little time, because I love the flavor it adds to the water, like to the stock. I love the flavor. So that's why I'm going to be boiling it with the meat, just a little. Then I'll remove it and put inside oven for later use. So this is me grating my onions inside the washed meat and fish. So you can see I'm grating it. Like the energy I put into making this Egusi, honestly, since I've got to Brazil, I've never put so much energy in making Egusi like this, because why not? Hey, I'm into this Egusi with pounded yam. This special food, pounded yam. Actually, hubby's best food is swallow, which is pounded yam, and let me say, which are pounded yam and semo. My hubby loves pounded yam a lot, and when there is no pounded yam, he always falls on semo. So since he has been in Brazil, he has been always talking about this pounded yam. Anytime we call home, we always complaining to people at home that we've missed pounded yam, we want to eat. So the energy I really put into making this Egusi soup is I don't know, but I was just excited that no, today I'll be eating this pounded yam. So I added time, just a little time, just for seasoning, and I'm adding my Maggi into the fish and meat. Then I'm adding my salt. This food is going to be a banger. Like, I don't know, it's really going to, like, today even my sleep is going to be wonderful. Like, it's going to be different. Whenever you eat pounded yam, you always you know the feeling you always get after eating pounded yam. Like, you finish eating pounded yam now, before you know it, the next thing you start feeling sleepy. You even know where it's coming from. You just start feeling sleepy. So I know my sleep is going to be different tonight. After eating this pounded yam, I'm just going to go and find somewhere to lay down my head. So guys, this video is not about making a pounded yam. This one is just about making the egusi soup. Only the egusi soup. That is what this video is all about. Just making my egusi soup here. And you're going to see that no, this egusi is like, it's mind blowing. Like, this egusi is really going to be special. So I want to blend while the meat and fish is boiling. I want to blend my pepper. So yeah, I'm using yellow pepper. So when we wanted to buy pepper, we couldn't get red one. There's this red one that is always very hot, like pepperish. That just one, for someone who doesn't like eating pepper, one is just enough. But like us now, we love it. We love pepper a lot. So we couldn't get the red one like around. So we just bought this yellow, and with this small pepper. We Yorubas, we call it atawewe. So because this atawewe always is also hot, so that's why I'm mixing these two. The yellow pepper is not that hot, so that's why I'm mixing the two, the yellow pepper and the small pepper. That's why the chili pepper. I think yes, chili pepper. So that's why I'm using the two, combining the two. So I want to wash my pepper and add the onions with it. So you can see I'm prepping the pepper and the onions. Some of the advantages of traveling abroad is we don't really get to eat some things like what we've always loved eating at home, back at home. We don't always get. It's not all. Though we do get some, but at times it's not all of this food that we do get outside. Like, for some time now, I've been craving for green what's it called? Efo tete. Some call it efo arowo jeja or efo tete. What's even the English name? Maybe green leaf, or I don't really know the English name. Maybe spinach. I don't know. Yes, I think it's spinach. Rather, maybe Nigerian spinach. I think so. So I've been craving this efo for some time now, because when I was in Nigeria, that was my favorite vegetable. Like, I can eat it any day, anytime. I can eat it with anything, be it rice, swallow. I can eat this I can even eat it alone without taking anything. I love this vegetable a lot, but since I've got here, we only have two types of vegetables here that we do cook in a Nigerian way. So this is my locust beans, the little locust beans I have left. This is the little one. So here I'm going to be managing it for my special egusi. My special egusi. It's a special egusi because I'm going to use it to eat pounded yam. Inyo. So I just have to manage the small locust beans. This is the one I have left. When I was coming, I brought I was bringing locust beans. It was very the locust beans I was bringing could last, if I'm not exaggerating, it could last for a year. Like if we manage it could last for a year, but unfortunately it was seized. It was seized that, is it the custom or what? So it was seized at the airport. Sorry, at the what is it called? Yes, maybe no, it's not immigration. Yes, I think at the custom where they check luggages and all that. Luggage rather, where they check luggage and all that. So that was where my special iru. This iru has a whole lot of space in my heart. Like I love locust beans a lot. Even likewise, my husband, we cook, like we love eating locust beans. So when I was coming, my husband has already told me, send me money, buy this locust bean, buy as much as possible, the one that's going to last us for a really long time. So it was seized. Unfortunately, it was seized, and it really pained me. Since then, we've been buying locust beans from African shops, and these locust beans always has stones. There's always stone or sand in the locust beans, but when we wash, it's always manageable, and it's not even always like the one I used to be, because my sister-in-law is the one that always buy the locust beans for us, and she has a very special customer that always bring the locust beans for her. So the one we've been buying here is not like the one we've been bringing, because the first time I was coming to Brazil, I was able to bring in the locust beans, and we really enjoyed it. But the second time when I went to Nigeria and I was coming back to Brazil, the locust bean didn't make it home. So since then we've been buying from African shops, but it's not like the one we always buy ourselves, yeah. But we have to manage it. We got no choice. We have no choice. So after some while, I'm removing the fish here, so that to put inside the oven to just dry. I just want it to dry a little bit so that it won't scatter inside the soup. Yes, you can see the fish head. I love fish head a lot. Like I eat it, so don't mind me if you are seeing it in my soup. It's normal. I love eating fish head a lot. So that's it. I'll remove it. Now I'm going to drop it inside the oven for it to dry a little bit. That meat is going to take a while, because the meat is always strong. So it's going to take a while before it gets soft enough to my liking. And yes, you can see the other time when I was washing the meat, I also washed shaki. Yes, so the shaki too, whenever it gets too soft, so that's why I've not added it immediately with the meat. I want the meat to get half done, then I'm later going to add the shaki, so it won't get soft, because whenever it gets soft, it becomes too soft and I don't like the texture. So this is my egusi. I want to prep my egusi, waiting for while my meat get boiled. I want to prep my egusi. So, and this is the egusi now. The egusi, we've had this for some months now. Like when someone was coming to Brazil, so we asked that person to buy this for us. So we've been enjoying the egusi since then. So this is me prepping my egusi, my special egusi for the soup ahead. So I miss home, especially the foods I always eat at home, like back at home, back in Nigeria. I've really missed home. At times, if my mom calls me, I'm always complaining to her that I want to come home. I'm missing home. So, but we have to do the necessary things. Like some things are just some things, like we just have to do some things just to live a better life. So this is me adding the shaki. Now the meat is half done, so I'm adding the shaki. So you can see adding the shaki so that it will be half cooked. By the time I add, I'm going to add it to the soup, it will be half cooked, so it won't be too soft, and to be that by the time it becomes too soft, it will be as if you are eating jelly. This jelly something too, that's how it's going to be like, and I don't always like it. So that's why I'm adding it last, so that I don't get too soft. So I'm prepping my egusi. I'm adding the salt now. I'm adding the salt to my egusi. I love doing this. I don't know, or let me say I've seen, like when I was growing up, when I was little, that I've not even started cooking. I've always seen my mom always adding this, or my elder ones always adding this salt to egusi. So I guess it's just to enhance the taste of the egusi. So I think that's the reason. Then here I'm adding I'm grating my onions. Into the egusi. You can see I'm grating the onions into the egusi. I just like this method a lot. Like the result is always different. Whenever I use this method, the result is always different. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Like it's been a while I've fried egusi. Like since I've started using this method, I just love and prefer this method. So I'm mixing the salt and the onions, trying to mix everything and let it mix together and let everything incorporate. Yes, so you can see me mixing my egusi. So now I want to cut my vegetable. So I want to prep my vegetable now. This vegetable, like in Brazil, like since I've got to Brazil, we have two types of vegetables that we always eat, like always cook in the Africa, like always cook in a Nigerian way, which is which is spinach, and this one in the video. This one I don't know the English name for it, but they call it in Brazil here, they call it couve. That's the name. They call it couve here in Brazil. So but this particular vegetable, it looks like there is a particular vegetable in Nigeria that we Yorubas do call ẹ̀fọ́ ìgbàgbá. Like the ẹ̀fọ́ is always seen on one kind of the vegetable is always seen on one kind of garden egg, but I don't think the garden egg is eatable. Like I don't think, like I don't know if it's edible, but I always like the vegetable is always gotten from this particular plant. So I don't know if this vegetable is the one Is the one like the efo igbagba we have in Nigeria? I don't know, but it looks like it. It looks like the efo igbagba. So these are the two types of vegetables we always cook in an African way since I've got to Brazil. Spinach and this one couve. In Brazil they call it couve. I don't know the English name for it, so pardon me. So I'm prepping the vegetable. Yes, I've removed it from the stick. The sticks are too thick for me, so I'm just going to remove some from the stick and cut the remaining. So I've already cut, and here I'm washing. You can see. I know you've been wondering why I've been washing this vegetable for this long time. Like it's not as if it's that dirty, like in Nigeria we always wash our vegetables like several times just to get rid of the sand and the stones. Some of these vegetables are directly from the farm, so they always have this sand, stones, the dirt from the soil on them. So it's not as if this one is dirty. I even got this from the supermarket. It's not as if it's dirty, but I'm used to washing vegetables like this when I was in Nigeria. So nothing. I'm just making sure it's neat. So that's why I'm washing it like this. So I've washed my vegetables, and now my meat is all done. The meat and shaki now is all done. Then I'm going to remove my fish from the oven. It's like it's already dry to my taste. Like I don't want to dry something. I just want it a bit dry so that it won't scatter inside the soup. So I've removed it. Now I'm going to take off my meat from the fire, and now let's start. Let's start the cooking, the making of a precious special egusi. I'm so sorry. So this is me adding the oil. You can see this is me adding the oil now. This is me adding the oil inside the pot, so it's a little hot. So I'm going to add in my pepper mix, slightly blended. You can see it's roughly blended. It's not that smooth, so it's slightly blended. So I'm adding my pepper. So this is how I prefer cooking my egusi. All these frying something. So since I've started using this method, like it always comes out different. So this is how I'm making my egusi. This is where I'm making it. So I've added the pepper mix into the hot palm oil. As you can see, the whole thing is sokutu you can see. So I've added it. So the next thing here in this method I'm using, the next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to be using this stew to mix my egusi. That's what I'm going to use to mix my egusi, which you are going to see now. I'll be using this to mix my egusi. And this adding of the pepper mix, I don't really know the importance, but I think it's just to incorporate the whole ingredients, let everything get incorporated into the egusi and let everything balanced, mixed well into the egusi. I think this is the method. Actually, this method I was taught by a classmate and a neighbor when I was in school, when I was in higher institution. I was taught by one of my classmates, and who happened to also be my neighbor then. So she was the one that taught me this method, and since I've been using this method, I really love this method a lot. I love it. So you can see I've mixed the pepper mix, the stew. I mixed it with the egusi. So now I'm adding the egusi. I'm adding the mixed egusi. I'm adding it into the stew. So that everything is going to cook well. Everything is going to cook and mix well. They are going to enter each other, balance each other. So I'm adding I'm using my spoon to just make sure it's not clogged up in one space. So now I want to mix, because in order for it not to get burned, I'm mixing it, so just to make sure it doesn't get burned. So I'm mixing it. After mixing this particular moment, I'm going to cover it again and allow it to cook for some time. I'm going to cover it and allow it to cook for some time before adding another thing. Guys, this egusi, like when I was eating it, oh my god, it was honestly, I don't know how to describe. I don't know how to even express it. Like, this egusi is so delicious, so delicious, so delicious. So yeah, I'm adding the meat stock, and the shaki. I'm adding everything into the egusi. So into the egusi, and I'm going to mix a bit so that it doesn't get burnt. The egusi doesn't get burnt. So I'm going to mix a bit. Then after that, I'm going to cover and let the whole thing cook together. Let the whole thing enter. Let the whole thing enter each other. So you can see I've mixed. So I want to add a bit of water. I discovered that the egusi is burning under, so I just want to add, this is the water from the washed the remaining egusi inside the plate. I washed it, so that's the water I added, just to make sure it doesn't get burnt. And I don't want to add too much water. I don't want it watery. I just want it normal. So in order for it not to get burnt, I'm adding, and I'm also going to add another water. Add another water, just so it doesn't get burnt. So I'm mixing again. I just want to make sure it doesn't get burnt. That's all this mixing. So I'm tasting it to see if there is going to be need for salt and Maggi and seasoning, but I've tasted and I discovered it doesn't need any salt or seasoning, since when I was making this, I added salt with my egusi. So I guess the one with the stock, with the meat stock, and the one I added with the egusi is just enough for the soup. So I didn't bother to add seasoning and salt again. So here I'm adding my fish. I'm adding my fish here so that everything is going to match together. Everything is going to match together. So here I'm mixing and make sure everything entered, and I'm making sure not to over mix, so that the fish, I don't just want the fish to scatter inside the soup. So I want it whole. I don't want it to scatter. So that's why I'm carefully mixing it. Now after mixing, I want to add a little bit of water too before I covered it and let it cook together. So I'm mixing again just to make sure the water gets under so that it doesn't get burnt. So I'm going to cover now and allow it to simmer for some minutes. Allow it to cook together, simmer for some minutes. So after some minutes now, I opened, you can see the result. Now I'm adding my vegetable. To the egusi. What is egusi without a touch of vegetables? Yes, I don't think anyone eats egusi without vegetables. Like, I don't know, I'm just saying, but I don't like eating egusi without vegetables. So like, why not? What is egusi without vegetables? It's necessary. So yeah, I've added the vegetables. And you can see here I'm adding a bit of bitter leaf. Yes, a bit of bitter leaf, like just to have diversity in taste. Yes, that's why I'm adding the bitter leaf, just little, just to get different taste. So I almost forgot to add my crayfish. At this point I remembered I've not added crayfish, so thank God I remembered. So now I'm adding my crayfish just to get this the taste. Like, there's a way you cook some soup that you always know that the taste is going to be fantabulous. So I've added my crayfish, and here I'm mixing. I discovered it's already getting burnt under, so I'm trying to mix everything. Then I'll later add, yes, I'm adding water because it's already getting burnt under. So I'm adding water now. All this turning, mixing. It's just not to get the soup burnt. I don't want it to get burnt. My special egusi, I don't want it burnt before enjoying it. So you can see me mixing it. So my egusi soup is ready. Guys, if you love this video, I want you to watch out for my next video and see how my little life-saving mortar and pestle, how I used it to pound my yam. Watch out for my next video. I'm going to show you guys in my next video. So after all the mixing, my egusi soup is finally ready. I'm going to give it another taste, make sure it doesn't need any salt, to make sure it's okay. So now I'm covering to get everything steamed together. So now this is the outcome. This is the outcome. This is how, after everything is steamed together, like you can see bubbling. Oh, so to wow. Can you see, guys? So my egusi soup is finally ready. So enough with this mixing. So guys, can you see? Look at this pot of deliciousness. Can you see, guys? See my egusi bubbling, steaming. So sorry guys, my egusi is finally ready after putting in so much effort. I'm glad it doesn't turn out bad. So this is my egusi. Oh, I like mixing a lot. Why? So you can see, guys, I'm mixing. I'm just giving it the last mix, just to make sure everything is balanced. So this is my egusi. My egusi soup is finally ready after all the mixing. And this is how my egusi was executed. Can you see how it goes? This is how my egusi was executed after all the stress, after all the effort. So guys, see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Subscribe. Thank you.